everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, we've got some $4 Commander staples that shouldn't be anywhere near this cheap. These are cards you need to pick up right away. Check out that card list link in the description below, of course. Let's jump into it. So, first up, my goodness, Blade of Selves. This card is so much fun and so potent, especially in a format like Commander. It is an equipment for 2 mana. It costs 4 to equip. It is $3.64 right now, which is a steal, and it says, very simply, very effectively, equip creature has Myriad, which again means that whenever that creature attacks, for every opponent other than the defending player, get a token copy that's tapped at attacking that player or planeswalker, exile those tokens out of the combat. Basically, this is a way to say, hey, you know what? I know we're playing multiplayer, but I want to attack you all with this creature. Now I can. And what really goes crazy in Commander is that, again, hey, I've got 3 opponents. That's 2 extra creatures that are coming into play. And, of course, if you've got any ETB triggers from that creature, any LTB triggers for that creature, yeah, you're getting those. That is an insane amount of value. So if you've got a commander that just has a solid ETB or solid LTB, yeah, you're going to love this, absolutely. Yeah, again, like the ETBs, like, okay, you get those, and oh no, I don't get to keep it around because it's legendary. Sure, who cares? Doesn't matter. You get the ETBs, which are amazing, or again, attached to like your biggest threat creature into swing. It is so good. Pick it up now. Speaking of good, my goodness, Sapphire Medallion is just $3.52 right now, an artifact for 2. Very simply says, blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. As a newer Magic player, you might not appreciate this like I didn't when I was a kid, essentially, just like how slight cost reduction can be insanely good. Like, I used to be like, oh, well, that's probably the same as like a mana rock, right? No, it is not the same as a mana rock, because if you're casting multiple spells on a turn, this can save you so much mana, especially if you're storming off. Even if you're not storming off, my goodness, the amount of value this can save you throughout the game is insane. If you got a blue deck, pick it up now. Or if you got the type of deck that just likes to sit back, relax, and let all your opponents do all the dirty work for you and leave you alone, Crawl Space is for you. Artifact for 3 that says, no more than 2 creatures can attack you each combat. Again, this says, hey, you know what? It's a bit tight quarters over here. You're not going to want to come over here and swing at me. Don't worry about it. You got that token army over there. You can only send 2 at me. I've got enough blockers for that. I'm fine. Or even if I don't block, like it's 2 like little 1/1s or whatnot, I'm fine with that. That's okay. Use your army elsewhere. This is kind of like a hypercharged Ghostly Prison in a way that says, you know what? Really stay off me. Lay off me. Don't come anywhere near me. I'm just going to turtle up, sit here, and defend what I need to defend. But, yeah, go attack elsewhere or don't attack at all. And then we've got Contagion Engine. This art version specifically is much cheaper than the other versions. And again, I like it a lot. I think it's a steal. $3.75 right now. Artifact for 6. And it says, when it enters the battlefield, put a -1/- counter on each creature target player controls. You can pay 4 to tap and proliferate twice. Again, meaning that you choose any number of permanents and or players. Give each other kind of counter already there, then do it again. Yeah, that is pretty insane. Proliferation has become incredibly powerful over the years, and this is a great, repeatable way to do it, again, twice each turn that you need to do it, essentially, all while just demolishing your opponent's creatures again, because, yeah, you start off with a -1/- counter on each of them. I mean, for 1 player, but still. Like, you take out all their creatures, say, okay, they're gone. I mean, they're tiny right now, but they're going to get smaller and smaller as they keep proliferating. It's a great removal spell, as well as a great way to just, I mean, if you've got any kind of proliferate deck, really work with, again, loyalty counters, work with all these other counters, you know, or, I mean, all the counters you need, basically. +1 counters. Any kind of counters you're working with, it's insane. Speaking of insane, though, the Skull Spore Nexus. Yeah, out of the box, this one was just like a haymaker kind of card. $3.86 for this gem. Ledger artifact for 8, but it's going to cost X less to cast. Rex is the greatest power creature you control, so it's going to cost 2, basically, for the right deck when you play this. So it's like, oh yeah, I spend green for this insane card. Whenever 1 or more non-token creatures you control die, create a green fungus dinosaur creature token with base power toughness, each equal to that total power of all creatures, those creatures I should say. By paying 2, tap, you double target creature's power until end of turn. Any of these things just on their own would be worth that mana value already at 8, but yeah, you get all of them and you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, it costs 2. By the way, also I get giant creatures anytime my creatures die. Yeah, you just replace your creatures basically, which is insane, and then also you can double things up. It is a crazy good card if you've got a Creatures Matter strategy, if you've got maybe even like an Aristocrat strategy, really like, I guess if you have enough power with that too, you could utilize something like this. But yeah, being able to just go, okay, I replace my creatures when they die, you also double that up. Oh my goodness, is this solid. Enchantress decks, right now, you need to go pick up Sanctum Weaver. My goodness, this is a heavy hitter for you. I mean, it doesn't actually hit at all. It's a 0/2 Dryad for 2 mana in green. It's an enchant creature. But, yeah, even though it doesn't have any power, the amount of value you can get out of it is crazy. It makes up for not having any power. Yeah, don't send this into combat. Tap, add X mana of any one color where X the number of enchantments you control. I know I'm going to get a comment from someone that's like, I actually finished off a table with this when I pumped it. Good for you. All right, being able to essentially go, okay, tap, add an absurd amount of mana. This is like the Priest of Titania, but instead of elves, this is for enchantments. Again, any kind of enchanter strategy is going to love this one where you're just like, oh yeah, tap this for 12, play all these things, draw these cards, do it again and again and again. Yeah, you got to love a card like this. Zombie decks out there now. This is where you are going to be excited. Diraph Colossus, $3.92 for this beast. I mean, it's not a beast, it's a zombie giant. 2/2, that for 3 mana in black. And it says when it enters the battlefield, it's going to enter with a counter on it for each zombie card in your graveyard. So again, this can be a massive heavy hitter for you, again, for just 3 mana. Yeah, again, if you're in a zombie deck, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I've got a bunch of zombies in my graveyard this place. Oh, it's a 10/10. Cool, big threat. Why not? Well, what's more important, though, is whenever you cast a zombie spell, you make a tap 2/2 zombie creature token. You double up your zombies. This is kind of like, I mean, Edgar Markov, but for zombies anyway. It's not legendary, but you're like, not the same. But still, you know what I mean? Not Eminence. Okay, it's none of those things, but what it is a zombie doubler, kind of like Edgar Markov is a vampire doubler. It's crazy good. Pick it up. You know what's better than 1 Cryptolith right in your deck? 2. And one that replaces itself. Yeah, Enduring Vitality is crazy good. 3/3 Elk Glimmereth Vigilance for 3 mana and $3.39. When it dies, if it was a creature returned to the battlefield, arms was controlled, it's an enchantment. Absolutely crazy when he made these types of cards. You're like, you know what we need? We need some really good additional versions of cards. But instead of them just being the Exos thing, they're actually a creature first, and then when they die, they come back as the enchantment. Yes, good for me, yes. It's a crazy good card where, again, being able to make your entire army tap for mana is kind of a cheat code. We're just like, yeah, I gotta go wide strategy, by the way. Flop this into play, and all of a sudden, whoops! All of a sudden, I've got an insane amount of mana. I'm tapping my 20 creatures for 20 mana, casting another spell that makes 20 more creatures, then I got 20 more mana. Yeah, you can do some absolutely crazy things with this. And when your opponent deals with it, they deal with it again. It's like, okay, I finally took out that Elk Glimmer. Oh, it's back, and now it's an enchantment. It's harder to deal with. Absolutely crazy good. Right now, if you've got a blue deck, and you're just like, you know what? I just want to replace one of my lands with something that just gives me a bit more flexibility. Yeah, Glasspool Magic's insane. Also, if you just have a clone deck, it's also insane. It is an MDFC that is a clone. My goodness, Wizards. It's such a good card. $3.49 right now. 0/0 Shapeshifter Rogue for 3 mana in blue. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control, except it's a Shapeshifter Rogue, just other types. Basically, it is like a mirror image, but also it can be a land, because it's also an MDFC on the backside. Enters tapped, taps for a blue. So again, when you need it as a land, great, good for you. Utilize that. When you don't, you're just like, oh, okay, cool. 3 mana, clone any of my things? Great, awesome, good for me. Again, it's only your creatures, which is still fine and amazing, but yeah, great card to utilize. And I did just mention how the Glimmers are crazy good, right? $3.51 for Enduring Curiosity, a 4/3 Cat Glimmer, for 4 mana in blue. It's got Flash. Whenever a creature you control deals combat to player, draw a card. When it dies, it comes back in as an enchantment. Yeah, this is basically, again, just, hey, do you want an extra copy of Coastal Piracy in your deck? Okay, cool, with all the other copies of Coastal Piracy, but this one also, again, just, like, doesn't die, and you can flash it in. Crazy good. Again, the reasons why I laid out that, the other, card Enduring Vitality was good, because it's a Glimmer. Here you go. There's all those reasons to this, but on top of that, just, hey, do you want an extra Coastal Piracy in your deck? Sure, great. Okay, you got evasive creatures, you got a lot of ways to get through, a lot of ways to hit. Draw an insane amount of cards with this. And the final Enduring card, I believe. But Enduring Tenacity, a 4/3 Snake Glimmer for 4 mana in black. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. When it dies, it was a creature from the battlefield until it's controlled. It's an enchantment. You know what's funny about this one is that, okay, Enduring Vitality is Cryptolith right, but it's actually 1 extra mana. And then we've got Enduring Curiosity, which is the exact same cost as Coastal Piracy. Enduring Tenacity is actually 1 mana less than Sanguine Bond, which is what this is. This is basically a cheaper Sanguine Bond that is also a 4/3 snake to start off with, but when it dies, it comes back. This is a crazy good card. Obviously, it does all the Sanguine Bond things. If you've got a life gain strategy, you're draining your opponents a ton. It's also a combo card with, certain disgusting things out there. Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood is a very well-known combo, which has a lot of other pieces to it these days. But yeah, you can do some crazy things with this one. Pick it up. Moving on, do you like counters? Do you like counting your counters? Do you like doubling up while counting your counters? Do you like all the counters in the world? Colonian Hydra is here for you. 0/0 Hydra Trample for 5 mana. Oh, it's only a 4/4. Oh, darn, because it enters with 4 counters. Oh, but by the way, when it attacks, double it. So yeah, double it on the number of creatures that, all your counters double. Literally just swing with this and all your +1 counters double on all your creatures. It's insane. Literally, the first time you attack with this, you're like, oh, I spent 5 mana on a 4/4. Oh, it's an 8/8. Next turn, 16/16. Next turn, 32/32. 64/64. 128. 256. Let's keep going. Anyways, you hit incredibly hard with just this, number one. But of course, if you're in any kind of a counter-based strategy, you're like, yeah, let's just make everything insane. Repeat doubling of counters is very rare to find, and this creature is an absolute beast at that. Next up, Unbanned Flash. Just kidding. Anyways, maybe, am I? I don't know. Protean Hulk, a 6/6 beast for 7 mana in green. When it dies, search your library for any number of creature cards with total mana, converted mana cost, I should say. Mana value is what it is for these days. 6 or less, put them in the battlefield, and then you shuffle your library. Yeah, this is a crazy good combo-licious card. $3.88 for this one. Again, Flash is banned these days, again, for CDH. But, for all Commander, but just they banned it for CDH, they didn't ban it for casual players. But basically, this is a card that obviously does combo. You don't need Flash to combo with it. It's a bit slower without that, but still, even if you're not comboing with it, being able to go, okay, I replace this with, like, a combination of creatures that is insanely good out of my library. There's very few ways to tutor up multiple creatures at a time, and of course, they death trigger you can really take advantage of. Have fun with it. Big, green, dumb, fun times. Yes, this is exactly what green should be. Impervious Great Worm, a 16/16 worm for 10 mana, but it's got Convoke and it's indestructible. So your creatures can upcast it. $3.39 for this gem right now. If you just like big, dumb green things, please play this. It is so much fun. Just going like, yeah, all right, it's in play. It's going to swing. The ironic thing again with giant ones like this is when they don't have trample, and it's like I understand like for like actual mechanics wise, or like okay, like yeah, we don't want to just run over opponents and just like not be able to be stopped. But it's just really funny thinking about this giant worm in a city going like, I am attacking, and this tiny little squirrel being like, ah, and it gets like, blocked, and then it's like taken out, but then the worm stops and goes, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna trample over you, I'm sorry, okay. Anyways, do you like big dumb things? Buy it. Next up, Cover of Darkness, a card that has been expensive for a very, very long time. Less than $4 right now, $3.95. I think it's from, like, back in the day I was playing an Odyssey block. Maybe Odyssey or Onslaught, I can't remember. Anyways, enchantment for 2 mana in black. Enters the battlefield as a creature type. Creatures of the totem type have fear, meaning they can't be blocked by artifact creatures and are black creatures. Yeah, this is a solid card. Basically, unblockability in some ways against certain opponents, most definitely. But yeah, basically, do you have a tribal deck with this color? Cool. Do you want all your team to be basically unblockable in a way or much harder to be blocked in a way? Cool. Such a good card at getting your creatures through. Next up, this solid legendary enchantment for $3.62 for 2 mana. We've got, hey, when this enters the battlefield, draw a card. You've got no maximum hand size. Oh, and by the way, beginning of combat on your turn, if you draw on more than one card this turn, get X counters on target creature you control, X number of card you draw on this turn -1. Oh my goodness. Number one, if this was just literally like, hey, ETBs draws you a card and also gives you a maximum hand size, it would already see play. There are a lot of decks out there that already just want unlimited hand size, essentially. That is a huge way to do it and replace itself. Also, if you're like any kind of a blink deck, you're like, oh, repeat blink this throughout the game with like a Brago, cool. Just extra free card draw? Yes, please. That being said, any kind of mass card draw that you have turns into massive amount of counters on something to turn into deadly force. I mean, this can turn like any commander into like a huge threat for you. If you get a commander that like draws you a bunch of cards, like, okay, cool. Now I turn that into damage. Yes, please. It's a huge card. Wait until you see this one, though, because Pattern of Rebirth, an oldie but a goodie, is just $3.50 right now. Enchantment Aura, enchant creature for 4 mana in green. Whenever enchant creature dies, that creature's controller may search the library for a creature card, put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle their library. The art is really sweet on this one, but it's like old man turns into dragon, I guess? I don't know. Anyways, this is a card where it's like, okay, you do need some other pieces to work with it, obviously, but hey, if you've got like free sacrifice outlet and play like a Viserys here and you play this on a creature, it's like, okay, I sacrifice whatever creature I want and tutor out any creature from my library directly into play. That is a game-ending play. Have fun. A different kind of aura, though, with Gift of Doom! And you have to say it like that every time you play it, but actually you shouldn't because you're probably going to be morphing it, and that would give away what it is. Enchantment Creature Aura for 5 mana in black. Creature has Death Touch. I just go with the Death Touch. And Indestructible. Yeah, that's the important part. There's only so many ways to grant, like, permanent indestructibility on things, and this is a very good one. You morph it by sacrificing another creature, and if it's turn face up, you may tattoo a creature, which makes sense because otherwise it would just go away. Yeah, being able to just go, okay, like, I've got my morph creature in play, and then, oh no, someone's casting a board wipe. Okay, cool. I'll sacrifice something else, throw it on the creature I want to save, probably my commander, and all of a sudden, it's indestructible. That is absolutely huge. That touch also very nice as well. But yeah, being able to protect something at instant speed out of nowhere is quite nice with this. Finally, Song of the World Soul has dropped in price, down to less than $4. When I picked it up at first, I built that entire deck around it, my Giganta Karuga deck, which is so much fun. I love it. It is, I just played that the other day, actually, again. This one is a card where it was, like, less than $1, and all of a sudden it went up to, like, $9, and now it's back down to $4. Pick it up now. It is a blast. I love this card. There's nothing else like it. Enchantment for 6 mana in white. Whenever you cast a spell, populate. Again, which means that you create a token's copy of a creature token you control. The most fun version of this is, of course, making creature token copies of things that you shouldn't be able to make creature token copies of, like Consuming Aberration. You're like, okay, I've got like 5 Consuming Aberrations. Your boat's like, what's going on? These things are huge. Oh my gosh, I'm milling everything. Oh no, 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 no. Or just Gary. Always Gary, right? More and more Garys. Having more and more Garys in play is always the best thing, right? Enjoy this card. It is so much fun. I highly recommend building a deck around it. Have fun. Another solid 6 mana enchantment in white, though, is True Conviction. Enchantment for 6 mana in white, already said that. Creature 12 double strike and lifelink. Yeah, very simple, very effective, but basically, hey, lifelink, nice. That's a nice little addition to this, and it can pad your life total a ton. That being said, giving all your creatures double strike is not an easy thing to do, and a permanent way to do that, yeah, there's not too many ways to do that. So to say, okay, my creatures are hitting twice as hard, good luck, opponents, you're getting taken down. Speaking of taking things down, though, Grave Betrayal. I've been betrayed by this dragon. Enchantment for 7 mana in black. Whenever a creature you don't control dies, turn to the battlefield under your control additional counter on it being next end step. It's also a zombie. Cool. Anyways, this is basically a card that says, hey, I'm playing multiplayer, and now all of a sudden I get 3 times the value I would normally get out of this kind of a card. You play it, things die, and you're like, that's mine. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. Your opponent's creatures are now being utilized against them. Again, black doesn't have, like, you know, like, gaining, like, control magic type cards, but it's like, control magic from the graveyard type cards. Like, oh, you died. Now you are mine, because I reanimated you, and you're my servant. Ha ha ha! It all makes sense. But yeah, being able to essentially say, your armies are my armies, 1 board wipe can win you the game with this. This card was solid since the day it was made. Grand Crescendo, super flexible, super amazing, instant for X white. Create X 1/1 green and white, it says in creature tokens. Creature will get indestructible on turn. I don't know why in this show they become indestructible, but they do. You know, like they're like performing on a show and they're like, da 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 da, fireworks happen way too close. Oh, we need to be indestructible now. I don't know. Magic makes sense, right? Anyways, being able to just go, hey, you know what? What we're going to be doing right now is just paying 2 mana if I need to just save my entire team. I don't need to make any creature tokens. Just 2 mana, give everything indestructible. Typically, the going rate is 3 mana for that, for most part. You know, not like Heroic Intervention is at 2, obviously, but there's only so many ways to do it. So it is incredibly flexible there. But obviously, it's also just like a Secure the Wastes for 1 more mana and with indestructibility. So it's like, okay, I play a bunch of creatures out of nowhere, essentially. It is such a solid card. Token strategies, just literally go wide strategies. Any kind of a strategy you want to save your entire team, such a good card. Are you in 5 mana? I mean, in 5 mana. In Wooburg. 5 mana. Are you in 5 mana? That's not a question. Are you in Wooburg? There we go. World Tree is such a solid card for you. Kind of like a cheat code in a way. And some people, like, don't play it because, like, they don't have any gods in the deck, but who cares? Enters battlefield, tap, strike green. As long as you control 6 or more lands, you're in Commander. You're gonna get there quite quickly. You're also in green. add one of any color. It basically is saying, like, you know what? Hey, every single one of your lands just permanently fixes however you want it to fix, which is crazy good. And of course, it's got double Wooburg, tap, sacrifice the World Tree, search life for any number of God cards by battlefield, then jump your library. Here's the thing, again, even if you don't have gods, this is just basically a great way to, well, filter your mana into whatever you need it to be. You don't have to fix your mana anymore. This fixes everything for you, which is insane. And if you do have gods, great, good for you. Or changelings too, do keep that in mind. This can be a game ender for that as well. Moving on, quick question. Are you in colorless? Yes? Cool. All is dust. Get it right now, $3.43. It is a crazy good, basically one-sided board wipe for you. There's no reason not to run it, essentially, in your colorless deck. Tribal Sorcerer draws you for 7 mana. Each player sacrifices all color permanents they control. You're in colorless. You don't have any colored permanents. You are going to be completely off the hook for this going off. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, all my things stay. All your things go away. Okay, cool. I wiped the board. One-sided. Lovely. On the opposite end of things, do you want to bring everything and the kitchen sink back into play? Yeah, do that with Eerie Ultimatum. A sorcery for, I'm not going to read that mana value, 7. For 7 mana in a very, very specific mana value. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, this is such a good card. This is such a solid card. This is a card where you're like, you know what? Hey, I'm bringing everything back, and all of a sudden the game's over now because I just mass reanimated everything out of my graveyard. Not even just creatures, but artifacts, enchantments, lands. Everything I want out of my graveyard is now coming back into play, and you all are going to be taken out. Finally, though, you know what's incredibly powerful in Magic? We've talked about, you know, like, hey, okay, lands, obviously, you know, ramp. Ramp's really good. All right, card draw. Card draw's really good. But at the end of the day, the most powerful thing is, like, turns, really. Like, you know, like, having another turn. Yeah, that's like the most powerful thing of all time. Especially when you can just like get more and more turns, like maybe like an infinite number of turns. Then you just win the game, basically. Temporal Mastery is such a good card. It's a sorcery for 7 mana. Yeah, I'm willing to pay 7 for an extra turn still. Take an extra turn for this one, exile it, or it costs 2 mana, which is Time Walk. A banned card for a reason. A Power 9 card for a reason. If you miracle this off the top of your library, my goodness, have fun. Especially on an opponent's turn as well, because again, with Miracle, you can break timing restrictions on opponent's turn. If it's the first card you draw on that turn, you're like, oh, hey, it's on your turn. Plug an extra turn for this one. Thank you. But yeah, such a good card. Pick it up now for just $3.40. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. As always, comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.